No, 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 no. I, yes, I did say I would use that song for an intro, but I was just kidding. I can't play that song on YouTube. Why? First of all, copyright infringement, and the lyrics of that song will probably get me kicked off YouTube. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Production team. Okay, let's work on another song. Until then, let's let her rip. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Having a little bit of difficulties bringing up my chat. I think people could see me, but I can't. For some reason on the OBS, I can't bring up the chat because they can't recognize my password. I had to reset it the other day. Now all of a sudden it recognizes it. That's a crazy thing. Freaking technology. Here we go. Yes, it's me. One yes, we're all good. Good. Sorry about this, folks. I don't know why. Oh gosh, hold on. Sorry, folks. The Saints won't be difficult. Yeah, I, do you see me? I'm here, I think. It's for some reason. Yeah, for some reason, my chat. I can see one of my chat things. I guess I'll just use that because this is one. This thing wants to be an asshole today. Anyway, screw it. uh, on my OBS thing, for some reason, I guess I'll have to look on this one and just keep looking confused because sometimes what I'm watching it doesn't match this, and I usually the chats and everything come in quicker on this on the through the OBS thing, but for some reason uh it wants to be a dick. I don't know what's going on. Um, let's see if it'll work this time. Anyway, all right, screw it. Let's get this thing going. I mean, I hate sometimes you hate technology and it wants to screw up on you the in the worst ways as possible or the worst time as possible. And sometimes I can be hard headed about things. Um, instead of just letting it go. I gotta get the why it's there. I have no idea. All right. Anyway, after wasting a lot of you people's time, here I am, Ron Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this Friday's Wrestling Gold Friday night. And see this, I can't work with this. Can't. Okay, maybe that. God damn you. Yeah, basically I got OBS screen. It's supposed to show me the chats. Uh, but for some reason, all of a sudden, it's want to be an ass. Now I can't get to do right. All right, I'll try the best I can here. Anyway, yes. Welcome to this effed up edition of Wrestling Gold Friday Night. I am Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. Hopefully, everybody is having a better week than I've had in the last 20 freaking minutes here. Uh, let's see. Where is it? Anyway, where should I start? Um, yeah, totally. I'm kind of befuddled right now because that's kind of things that kind of happen sometimes when things don't kind of work the way it does, and it wants to be a mass clown. Um, Anyway, hopefully everybody's had a good, like I said, hopefully everybody's had a good week. Sorry. Cheers to all the hardworking men and women out there, and cheers to me that for not losing my. I already said a bunch of cuss words, so cheers to me for not losing my shit. Cheers to all of you who worked hard this week, and those of you like me who are having to work tomorrow too. Cheers to you. But yeah, this is Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where we um, usually don't. Usually I do a train wreck in the course of the show, not just right from the beginning, but it does happen sometimes. But yeah, this OBS thing I got to that usually does a live thing. For some reason, uh, I logged in my password, but for some reason it didn't recognize my password. After entering my password for like 20 times, it finally recognized it. Now I got this Google thing on here, and it won't. I won't get out of it, and not doing right. Uh, but anyway, let me get rid of a few things here out of my way. Um, and get this thing going. Hopefully everybody had a good week. Like I said, it's supposed to be like a little screen so I can see all the chats. Because when I try to see the chats on the actual YouTube page, it's like um, it's slow. Um, and it really confuses me because if I look on the actual YouTube page to this screen, like whatever I'm shooting or wherever it's recording, it's like a few seconds behind. So like really confuses me on what's going on. Um, so I'm kind of having to deal with that. So with that being said, the usual thing here will, uh, if you're still with me, after this, me doing my best to keep my cool. Um, if you want to join me in the chat, go ahead. With any questions about tonight and stuff like that. Um, no, see, like I said, what it is, it's kind of hard to explain. If I go to like the YouTube page where it's streaming, um, like on like on the OBS thing, it's like right there, right at it. But if I'm looking at the see, can't show you on this, but the YouTube page is like sometimes a minute. Like I'm according to this, I'm like 30 minutes into it. Well, it says 30 minutes into it, but the actual thing that's showing, it's showing me being this totally. It's not showing what I'm doing right now. Like I'm holding up two fingers right now, and on a thing here, it probably won't show me holding up two fingers till God knows when. So um, and it kind of confuses. It kind of not really confuses me. It just kind of, yeah, I guess you can call it that. Kind of confuses me because I'm trying to pay attention to the screen here, what I'm doing, make sure I'm still on. But this thing's like a few seconds behind me, and one of the chat's also on there, but the OBS is supposed to have the chat available, but for some reason, like I said, it wanted to be a some reason it messed up and it's not working like it's supposed to. And somehow I got to do something else, and um, but yeah, it just all I see is my Google account screen, and it says chat, but I can't exit it out of it or anything, and it won't let me do anything right now. I mean, I'll probably have to shut off and shut it back on, but I really don't want to do that because let's not screw it up no more than it already is. So anyway, yeah. So if you're still watching, appreciate you still watching. Join me in the chat. I will still be able to see the chat. It's just I'm having to kind of direct things to where um, oh yes, it's confusing me too. But basically, I'm trying to now. I uh, got the web page where I kind of it's out of the screen. I kind of moved it out of the screen's way so I can see just the chat on the web page and sort of. I mean, I know I kind of do this anyway, and I will be majorly doing this again tonight. Um, but yes, let's talk about wrestling. Let me do the usual spiel. Appreciate all you folks who are still with me, checking this out. What I do is that every Friday we talk about classic wrestling. Back when wrestling was real for that doofus Vince McMahon bought everything, screwed everything up. Um, also, so if you like it, if you're slightly entertained by this little train wreck I'm going through, yeah, if this entertained to you, I'll do that every week. If I can get more views and more followers being the complete putz and having things screw up on me, hey, I will do that every show. Um, but for some reason, this thing's really chapping my hide. But I'll I'll work with that later. Try one more thing. Maybe it'll. Anyway, uh, let's quit messing with that because that's it's really funny. See, when I'm something like this happens, I guys, you know how it is. You just got to mess with it till it works right. And unfortunately, this is kind of happened the worst time. So, uh, so you know how it is. You just want to keep working at it, stabbing at it. Anyway, let's quit being a complete putz and just deal with it. Call it in the ring. Let's do it. Let's go through some history right quick. Because man, we're 30 minutes into this thing, and all right. So yes, let's talk about first things first. Today is December 6th, 2024. But everything that happens, I'm about to talk about happened on uh September 6th. Uh, I have to though. That's the best thing about it. I do gotta work tomorrow. Uh, I go all the way. Well, I've been working Dahlonega. I had to actually working Houston today. Uh, take care of a couple of things, but or take care of site in Houston today. But tomorrow, gotta go back to Dahlonega for a tractor supply store that they're building there, and looks like we might have a lot of rain next week. So they're trying to get a lot of stuff done to help, you so the rain don't mess up the site too bad. But yeah, that's what we're gearing for tomorrow. So anyway, on this day in 1971, the WWF presented a show at Madison Square Garden in New York City, New York, with the attendance of 22,091. Oh my God, that's a crap load of people, but it is New York. Anyway, the reigning WWF champion, which is Worldwide Wrestling Federation, the champion Pedro Morales defeated Freddie Blassie in a Roman gladiator match. Not sure how that was supposed to be, but okay, one more thing. So let one more thing that will at least help. There we go. He defeated that man. Classy Freddie Blassie, you pistolneck geeks. Uh, Also on that show, Carl Gotch and Renee Goulet defeated Tarzan Tyler and Luke Graham to win the WWF World Tag Team titles. This is the crowning of the first WWF World Tag Team Champions, though Gotch and Goulet were said to have won the titles in a tournament in New York. This, however, was actually in a match where the champions were crowned. Uh, Other matches on that night was Chief Jay Strongbow battled Stan Stasiak to a draw. Victor Riviera defeated Jimmy Valiant. The Fabulous Kangaroos, Al Costello and Don Kent, battled the Rugged Russians to a draw. Manuel Soto defeated Mike Monroe. Farmer Jerome and Sonny Boy Hayes defeated Sky Low and Little Brutus. Don't think it was Little Brutus to Barbara Beefcake. I think it was just Little Brutus. This was 1971. Uh, on this day in 1973, the legend himself, Riki Choshu, real name Mitsuo Yoshida. I hope I didn't butcher his name too much. A former member of the Japanese Olympic team, joins New Japan Pro Wrestling. On this date, 1974, Rocky Soulman Johnson captures the NWA Georgia title again from Buddy Colt in Atlanta, Georgia. On this day in 1976, Nelson Royal wins the NWA World Junior title from Ron Starr in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Uh, Ron Starr, he's a guy who doesn't get talked about a lot. He should, because I did see him in Puerto Rico and Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia and all that. Dude was a pretty good, easily hated heel. He was actually pretty good in the ring, it seemed like, and he knew how to get people to hate him, which is something that some people don't seem to know how to do or afraid to do. I ain't figured it out yet. Uh, on this day in 1977, Ivan Koloff and Mr. Saito win a tournament in Tampa, Florida to win the Florida Tag Team Championship. On the same show, NWA World Champion Holly Race defeated Dusty Rose by DQ. All right, here we go into the 80s now. The Mongolia Stomper, real name Archie Goldie, managed by Don Carson, wins the NWA National title from Jack Briscoe in Atlanta, Georgia. Like I said before, the the national title was like the main title in Georgia. I guess they gave it that name because they were nationwide. Uh, on this date in 1988, rugged Ronnie Garvin made his WWF debut in a television taping in Dayton Beach, Florida, at the Ocean Center, drawing 10,000 plus. Called it a sellout. Uh, Other matches on that TV taping: Tom McGee defeated Arn Anderson by countout. Hercules defeated Boris Zukov in his debut match. Rugged Ronnie Garvin pinned Iron Mike Sharp. Jacques and Ray Rougeau defeated Coco Beware and Scott Casey. Scott Casey is another guy. Just don't get enough love. Danny Davis, the referee, not, not to be confused with Nightmare Danny Davis, pinned Jim Powers, WWF Intercontinental Champion, Ultimate Warrior, defeated Honky Tonk Man. Akeem defeated Juan Valdez, Powers of Pain, Warlord, and Barbarian defeated Joe Cruz and Leaping Lanny Puffo. Hacksaw Jim Duggan pinned Tony Sutter, or Super. Ravishing Rick Rude defeated George Terrell. Bad News Brown defeated Bob Emery. Bob Emery is another. If you go back and watch, he was pretty good enhancement talent as well. He kind of floated around all over the place. Rugged Ronnie Garvin will have a second match, this time defeating Barry Horowitz. Ron Bass defeated Martin Roy. World Tag Team Champions, Demolition defeated Iron Mike Sharp and Rusty Brooks. $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase defeated Scott Casey. Jake the Snake Roberts defeated Pete Sanchez. Big Boss Man and Bill Mulkey. See, the Monkeys. They were the Smokey Mania in the WWF in 1988. The Brainbusters, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard defeated Tim Horner and George South. See, all these enhancement talents got around. Art Foundation fought Greg Valentine and Honky Tonk Man to a double disqualification. The Rockers defeated Rusty Riddle and Trent Knight. King Haku defeated Jose Luis Rivera, WWF Intercontinental Champion. Ultimate Warrior pinned Jose Estrada, and Dino Bravo pinned Omar Atlas. Omar Atlas actually was a one of the questions on this past week's Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. He was a former Central States champion. All right, on this day in 1991, the Miracle Violence Corporation, I think what they're called. Anyway, or if you're ECW fans, Perry Saturday fans, they were Doc and Gordy, Doc and Gordy, Doc and Gordy. Terry Bam Bam Gordy and Steve Dr. Death Williams defeated Masaharu Misawa and Toshiaki Kawada to win the 1991 Real World Tag League and vacant All Japan World Tag Team Championship. Let's see. Dakken Gore. Dakken Gore. I'll try. Because there's some other names that was, and this was at the Bukata Hall, drawing 16,300 people. Mitsu Momoto and Yasunari Agawa defeated Satoru Asako and Masahua. Okay. Rusher Kimura and Mighty Ignu, along with Ismu Chernishi, defeated Masafuchi, Haruka Egon, Marahoshu. Screw that. Dynamite Kid and Johnny Smith defeated Johnny Ace and Sunny Beach. Al Perez and Dory Funk Jr. defeated Dan Crawford and Doug Furnace. Very good tag team they were. The Can-Am Express. Kenta Kobashi and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi defeated Joe Deed and Billy Black. A couple guys who got their. Actually, this team got put together at the. I forget what it was called. I don't know if it was the Southern Championship Wrestling or Georgia All Star. Anyway, they teamed a couple times. One of the first times they teamed together, they looked great and they kind of pushed. They with some Smoky Mountain for a cup of coffee, along with All Japan Pro Wrestling. Giant Baba and Andre the Giant defeated Abdullah the Butcher and Giant Kamala 2. Jumbo Tsuruta and Kurosawa defeated Stan Hansen and Danny Spivey. And of course, Doc and Gordy. All right. Whew. Let's not do that again. Let's see. On this date in 1993, Smoky Mountain Wrestling had a TV taping in Jefferson, North Carolina at the Ash Central High School. Tracy Smothers defeated Jimmy Dale Ray to win the vacant Smoky Mountain Wrestling Beat the Champ TV title. Later on that same taping, which we will see later, Chris Candido pinned Tracy Smothers, so sorry, little spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Defeated Smoky Mountain, or defeated Tracy Smothers for that same Smoky Mountain Beat the Champ TV championship. I'll get to more of that later, but I was not a big fan of that concept. But anyway, finishing off in 1998, WWF Capital Carnage in London, United Kingdom, at the London Arena, drawing 10,441. Show live on UK PVV. Draws defeated Mosh, Gangrel pinned Al Snow. The Headbangers defeated Draws and Animal. Val Venus pinned Goldust. Tiger Ali Singh, yeah, he went on to a great career. Pinned Edge. Sable and Christian defeated Jacqueline and Mark Miro. WWF Intercontinental Champion Ken Shamrock defeated Steve Blackman. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, defeated Jeff Jarrett. This one he was DX. WWF World Tag Team Champions, speaking of DX, New Age Outlaws Billy Gunn and Road Dogg defeated D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry. The WWF Champion Rocky Maivia defeated X-Pac by DQ. And the main event, Steve Austin defeated Kane, Mankind, and The Undertaker in a fatal four-way match. When he pinned Kane, Gerald Briscoe was the special referee in that match. And yes, in 1998, we still had these things. They're called VHS tapes, in case you kids never seen one before. Uh, I think this was the slow starting. I think DVDs were starting to come out, but not everybody had the DVD players at the time because you know how new technology can be kind of pricey. So people kept with the VHSs, renting them at Blockbuster. But it wasn't long after this they got switched over. Probably a few years later after this. I remember. I think no, wait a minute. I'm trying to think here. I probably did have a DVD. I think DVD players are starting to go down a little bit price, maybe because I think probably in '99, 2000 when I bought my first uh, Blu-ray player, or excuse me, DVD player. DVD, not Blu-ray, DVD. And had a lot of fun. There was this place called Movie Stop, which was a sister store to uh, GameStop. Um, go in, and sometimes I have deals where you can buy like two or three used DVDs and get the fourth one free. And sometimes those DVDs, the used ones, be like somewhere between $5 to $10. It kind of depends on uh, what it is and everything and the condition. But uh, I would say about 85, 90% of the DVDs I have were used DVDs. Uh, I'm not ashamed to admit that. My cheapness is legendary. I would think amongst people I know. They say I squeak when I walk. Anyway, yes, that does it for this week's day in wrestling history, or uh, this week in wrestling history, or whatever. You get where I'm going. Let's see. All right. Moving right along here. Like I said, our watch along tonight is Smoky Mountain Wrestling from uh, it is from uh, January 1st or January 8th, 1994, and pretty much was that TV taping, I do believe. Uh, Actually, I don't have my tablet handy, so I will enjoy the commentary too much. Still, right? There is a link to it. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll fire this thing up. Again, I apologize about the beginning. Uh, like hopefully some of you guys understand when you're trying to when things uh, uh, kind of mess up on you. You're trying to make it work, but sometimes this does not work out that way. So yeah, let me know in the chat when you're ready. I will push play, and we'll get this thing going. Still wish there was somehow I can just play it, but damn. Yeah, maybe one day I'll figure something out again. It worked for a couple. It worked for a couple weeks anyway. Just showing it on the same screen and everything. But all right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push play now. Dun, 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 dun. Like I said, I did get to watch a whole lot of Smoky Mountain Wrestling until YouTube, and I think there's a couple years. Probably a year and a half. Because didn't they quit in '95, early part of '95? And this was Jim Cornette's promotion. Apparently went to business with, or Rick Rubin spotted him like $1 million supposedly. Uh-oh, I'm out here. Everybody knows who that is in a cowboy hat, right? Say it with me. Dutchman Tip. Bad motherfucker. Now I'm pretty sure he's just looking at Bob Caudle here, which is he was a you know pretty decent announcer. Long time with Crockett, or yeah, very long time with Crockett. I think till basically WCW or Ted Turner bought it, called it WCW, and I guess they didn't have no use for him anymore. Choking, just seeing the magazines. Yeah, that's kind of like ECW and this. And is that, like I said, I don't have the commentary on. So is that George Scott or Sandy Scott? George Scott, right? Along with Tracy Smothers in that very fashionable jacket and trunks. I'm pretty sure that'd get over like a fart in church today. Sorry, I hate to say shit like that. That'll be a Conrad thing to say. No offense, Conrad, but you like to point shit like that out lots of times. And yes, Tracy Smothers don't get a lot of the love he's supposed to. I don't think he deserves. He seemed like a pretty good talent there. So I guess this is a Timu Tiger Mask and uh, cross playing Marty Jannetty against the Rock and Roll Express. And yes, yes, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what music that came out to in Smoky Mountain. It was Bob Seger's "Old Time in Rock and Roll." And see, they really didn't. Probably not so happy right here because Rock and Roll Express probably didn't really go through the crowd, so therefore they probably didn't get no sex going to the ring, as Jimmy Cornette would point out too. And Team U Tiger Mask, not faring too well. Is that Tiger Mask or yeah, looks like a tiger stripe mask. So I'll just call him that because I have no idea what his name is. Yep, people are soft these days. Yeah, people. I mean, I can understand to a point. Oh, poor cross playing Mari Jannetty. Um, he is not faring too well himself. Vicious short clothesline by Ricky Morton. And yes, if you ever see Ricky Morton, his hair is still like that. Robert Gibson's not too much. Robert Gibson, he's let's just say he needs to get he needs to visit my barber. Or and here's that big knee lift. Oh, that's it. That patented pretty double drop kick. Uh, cosplaying Margin A said, nope, not today. Sorry, Team U Tiger Mask. I'll check on you now, buddy. Get the legendary uh, referee Brian Hildebrand. Well, you know, Bob Cottle, we're not drawing these big crowds like we did when in the Mid South and Jim Crockett back in 85, 86. But by God, in 94, we're still rocking and rolling, doing the best we can. Look at this big crowd we got here in the WWF. And if you see, they cheated us out of Smoky Mountain Tag Team titles, them being the Heavenly Bodies, Jimmy Del Rey and Tom Pritchard. Supposedly Tom Pritchard and or Tom Pritchard didn't like Jimmy Del Rey that much. He got along great with Stan Lane, but Jimmy Del Rey not so much. I think uh, I think it's kind of hand in hand. You can't talk about the Rock and Roll Express without talking about the Midnight Express, and you sure as hell can't talk about the Midnight Express without not talking about the Rock and Roll Express. So they kind of joined there. So they're I think them separately, but them together are just as legendary because, like I say, you can't really talk about one without the other. Oh my goodness, was that Bullet Bob no selling a tennis racket shop from Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch? You gotta give Jim Cornette some credit there. He'll take his bumps. But yeah, first who's more legendary, I think they're even because I mean, you, would rock and roll really be as legendary without the Midnights? and Midnight's be its legendary without the rock and roll. Even though they feud with other tag teams, but air just a rock and roll and Midnight's just together drew more money. Oh, this must be one of those. If he loses, he's got to unmask. So what's the he's got another mask on this one, or that's definitely the bullet. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I mean, they think it's Bob Armstrong, but there's some people who thought you know Clark Kent was Superman, but Superman didn't wear glasses, or he didn't have that little jelly curl in his head. See, he unmasked, and he unmasked as the bullet. The bullet is the bullet. Come on, folks. Oh, this must be another rematch. Ah, the sneaky sleeper. That was not nice of you, Captain Redneck. Oh, at the damn. I fell for it again. Didn't look behind him, but yep, there's. I guess that's a chain or a pair of brass knucks that Dick Murdoch had. One, two. Oh, he kicks out. He regained his composure and kicked out that lethal right hand. Oh, or the bullet with his own version of the rocket launcher with Jim Cornette. And depends on how you look at it. Um, I don't see Dick Murdoch going to the WWE Hall of Fame. I think Jim Ross, Jim Ross himself mentioned it. He was uh, a card-carrying member of the Ku Klux Klan. This is from first time I heard about it was Jr. Jr. said something about it on his podcast. Uh, Somebody asks a question about him, and he just says, without answering the original question, you know how Jim Ross is. He's got to uh, say something else about it. In case you didn't wonder what Dirty Dutch is doing right there, he's reminding everybody that he is Dutch Mantel, bad motherfucker. See, that would be a real dream team right there. Dutch Mantel and Billy Gunn, collectively known as the motherfucking badasses or the badass motherfuckers. And speaking of lit, I mean, dude, that dude was talented. Chris Candido. Unfortunately, if he was probably I don't want to compare him to Adam Cole because at least Chris Candido looked like he went to the gym. Obviously, um, but like I've always said about Adam Cole, if Adam Cole was 6 foot or taller, he'd be world champion. Um, Chris Candido the same way. Dude can work. Dude can talk. If he was um, if he was 6 foot or taller, he would have been world champion. If not in WWE or F at the time, maybe he would have ventured in WCW and been that chicken shit heel, even though the NWO thing was going on. Maybe they would not let that thing overstay its welcome. All right, who's his fabulous tag team here? I know we got Dr. Tom Pritchard and Jimmy Del Rey, the Heavenly Bodies. But who are they facing here? What kind? Uh, let's see, it looks like looking at those trunks that the shorter guy's got on, he's probably either Stan Lane or Steve Keirn's uh, adopted brother, the not so fabulous one, and the other guy he's Thunder Kid, the Lightning Kid's brother. Uh, Obviously, Thunder. Actually, is that Chris Canyon? Never mind. But yeah, yeah, the tall guy. He's the Thunder Kid. Uh, the Lightning Kid's bigger brother who would always bully him and steal his lunch money, obviously. But not in the chat there, the guy on the ape is that Chris Canyon? It almost can't really tell. Tom Pritchard too. He was a heck of a talent as well. If you want to see a kick-ass feud, uh, I think there's probably just a video of just the feud from Continental between um, oh, and Teabag. Gave him a moonsault and teabagged him. Probably farted in his face too. Jimmy Del Rey, he's a sorry SOB. But yeah, like I said, I can't hear the commentary, so more if that has it in the no. But anyway, speaking of uh, Tom Pritchard, if you want, like I said, see a kick-ass feud, the feud he had with Dirty White Boy Tony Anthony in Continental, that that was a kick-ass feud. In case you wonder who this is the Furnace Brothers, Doug, and I forgot who his brother's name was. He didn't last long. The other, uh, um, blanked on his name. Furnace. Doug Furnace, and yeah, like I said, Doug. Uh, uh, Doug Furnace. He wrestled for a long time. Then his brother didn't last. It didn't last in wrestling too long. Yeah, Jimmy Del Rey. He was pretty good. Started his career as Jimmy Backlund in Florida. Uh, then obviously he beefed up a lot between Jim Backlund and now. Trying to think that PWF show did, or one of his Florida shows. I think he was actually on there, but he was pretty good. This uh, from what I'm kind of hearing, he was not not so much of a cool dude. Like I said, him and Tom Pritchard didn't get along too well. Or at least Tom Pritchard didn't like him too well. But you know what, Bob Caudle? When this company ends, hell is going to freeze over because I'm going to work for Vince McMahon at WWF. Yes, me who likes my wrestling. I don't like that New York bullshit. I'm going to be working for the WWF. Um, Dutch Mantel and his, speaking of which, Dutch Mantel, bad motherfucker. Sorry, leave that out. He mentioned something about it in his podcast, and I think in one of his Tom Pritchard mentioned something about it in one of his shoot interviews. Apparently, Jimmy Del Rey was kind of a partier and did something to. I mean, yeah, let's go check out Dutch Mantel's story. Basically, Tatanka. It's when they were in WWF. Tatanka got the blame for it and got suspended, but it was Jim Del Rey who did it. All right, everybody, this is Dutch Mantel, bad motherfucker, and I'm gonna get down and dirty here with somebody. This is my little interview segment here, so I'm gonna bring somebody else out here. Speaking of which, there's Tony Anthony and the dirty white boy and his wife Kimberly, the dirty white girl, and yes, that is Tammy Sitch or Tammy Finch at the time, who would go on to be Sunny, and the guy outside the ring, that's prime time Brian Lee, uh, growing his hair out, getting kind of beefed up to get ready to be the fake Undertaker. And right now he's taking on Tracy Smothers. But yeah, like I was saying, Brian Lee is getting a little beefed up here, and God dang, Chris Candido getting involved in this match. That brainbuster out. All right, boys and girls, AEW fans. Uh, Not sure. Now, what should happen here, and Jim Cornette will be booking this. I don't know. It's kind of he just got brain busted on the concrete floor. One, two, and that's what should happen. Either count out or get thrown in the ring and pin. And he is still down. He's holding his head. And unfortunately, Very white boy Tony Anthony, after Smokey Mountain Wrestling, became the wrestling plumber, T.L. Hopper. Did he just kick him in the elbows? This must have been a no disqualification match if he was able to get away with a kick him in the elbows. Ryan Hildebrand, you should do better. And I believe that was the Buck Snort Blaster. And Tammy Sitch, she just sprays some crap in Tony Anthony's eyes. Here comes the schoolboy roll up. One, two, three. And see, that's all you needed to happen. Feisty girl. Uh oh. Tony Anthony is not going to be happy about that. And Tracy couldn't see. And see, that's another thing. There was. I'm guessing there was no. Tracy's mother wasn't waiting for his music to pipe in till he just ran out there and started taking care of business. He's slapping on that figure four. Trying to anyway. And of course, Tammy Cinch, pretty smart girl. Like, all right, he already got his bell rung once. Let me knock upside his head again with his book. I think her gimmick was she would carry around Hillary Clinton's book. And oh no, Brian Lee, Brian Lee, the Undertaker is not done yet. He's out here with a chair. He's gonna hit somebody with a chair. Oh yeah, said, nope, not today, brother. Hey, that was probably the most proper way to do a chair shot to the head that you would ever see. And Brian Lee's probably one of these guys who probably could have done really good in the business. I just don't think his head was quite into it, and was somewhat unreliable as well. From again, this is kind of from Dutch Mantel, so bad motherfucker. Yeah, I think before this he had a few matches in WCW, but didn't. He's got it. He was in some sort of an infamous match with Tom Zink. He slung Tom Zink into the corner. Tom Zink jumped up to the top rope and was going for a cross body block, but finally wasn't staying as close as he was supposed to, I guess. And Tom Zink got nothing but air and mat. Mark Curtis. I know you said Brian Hildebrand, but his TV name was Mark Curtis. Referee Mark Curtis. He had like a little more simpler, you know, gimmick name. And did they use any more referees in Smoky Mountain? It seems to me he was like the only referee. I guess Jim Cornette didn't want to pay too many referees. This one will work. That's all we need. Take a take a few bumps for us. You'll be good. Yeah, it took me a while to get it in my head, but yeah, it was Mark Curtis. I was about to look it up, and luckily it just popped in my head. Oh, speaking of taking a rep bump, and there's that. And hit her with a purse. Yeah, I remember when he passed away, and they said, "Oh, his real name is Brian Hildebrand." I was like, "Okay, why didn't he just use that instead of Mark?" I mean, um, I'm not saying he's just a referee. I mean, but referee's jobs is pretty important, but didn't really have to use a gimmick name. I don't think. Yeah, it's Dixie Dynamite, and unfortunately, they would always have this commercial. That's one thing I did notice. It's like, okay, there's a few things that changed between when they first come or cut that commercial till now. It's like maybe you should revamp that commercial too. And we got some Moondolls. We got the Bruise Brothers. And we got Curtis taking a big old bump. And notice that too. It's like, okay, they use an object to hit their opponent, and they just crawled and laid on them. Get them 1, 2, 3. They pick them back up and have to do their finisher or anything else. Just crawl there and got the pin. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes they'll use both when they mention them, but that's Ron and Don Harris, not no Jacob and Eli. Ron and Don Harris, not Jacob and Eli Blue. This was before WWF, I think, because it was the next year where they had the opening match with Davey Boy Smith. I think. Oh yeah, okay. 94 is WrestleMania 10, I believe, and WrestleMania 11. The opening match was um Lex Luger and Davey Boy Smith against Jacob and Eli Blue. I don't I don't think, even though that Brian Lee's last name was Harris and they looked alike. I think I looked it up recently and nothing can uh what I looked up didn't say if he was or wasn't. Actually, cousins. That's his cousins, according to this. I said they were two big old son of guns. I hate to know how to piss them off. I think supposedly Shawn Michaels pissed them off. And for those of you keeping score, Don Harris was Eli, and Ron was, oh, excuse me, Don was Jacob, Ron was Eli. Yeah, I did think they were brothers because I mean they look alike and they had the same last name, but apparently they're cousins, so that can happen too. Yes, they were. I think their build height was 6'5". And you know what Dutchman tells laughing about? He's like, you know what? We're going. I'm going to go to WWF too, and I'm going to manage Eli and Jacob Blue. I'm going to be Uncle Samakaya. Yeah. I, see, I didn't know it was that New Wave magazine that I seen. That Brian Lee's real last name was Brian Harris, and Ron and Don Harris's last name was Harris also. And so I like, well, they kind of look alike, so I always kind of thought they were brothers. And they were always usually if Brian Lee was in the territory or promotion, so was the Harris brothers. But apparently they were all cousins, or Brian Lee was a cousin to the Jacob and Eli Blue. Holy shit! This must be a music video. Let me guess it's on "Dirty White Boy" by Foreigner. Now that was a funny short or gimmick where Dirty White Boy severed ties to his Southern Tennessee roots and now claimed to be from New York City and wore a Yankees jersey and all that. Got managed by what's his name? Oh, son of a gun! I keep forgetting his name. Uh, Ron something. Dang. Um, what was his name? Was it Ron West? Ron Wright. Ron Wright. That was his name. Yeah, he was managed by Ron Wright. Uh, he had what's that? Like I guess disavowed his Southern roots or something like that, and said, "No, I'm from New York City. I'm the dirty white boy from New York City." But yeah, I mean, like you said, I thought they were brothers too when I first, you know, seen it. Supposedly, speaking of, you know, what song is it? Which I think I'm kind of behind everybody.
Stick that WWE belt, wherever it is, that tennis ball.
Yeah, I don't have the volume on my thing. Was it during the Dirty White Boy video? When it gets done here, I'll rewind it, see if I can. So I figure if the video of the Dirty White Boy would be the Dirty White Boy song by Foreigner, unless it's one of these um, edited things where they put another like uh, what do they call it, uncopyrighted music or something like that, free music, or yeah, generic whatever song. That old lady looks like she's having fun. Stock music, that's what they call it. Stock music. But yeah, like I said, Candido, he was a pretty good talent. I mean, like I said, if he was a 6 foot or more and dude can work and talk, is Bob Call saying, "Hey, that's a That's a mark of a good wrestler right there. Going back to the body part he was working on. Going back to the arm. Come on, Curtis. You didn't see that? He kicked them white in the elbows. Get your ass and nuts on my face. That can't go good. But I'll say it again. Tracy Smothers was a pretty good wrestler back in his prime too. Too bad his prime was right here. Oh, going for a chain. Try it again. Duck. Bam. Curtis, you don't see that? It's right in front of you, Curtis. He's got a chain on his hand. And he's putting his hand. Good gosh, Curtis. So yeah, that's kind of the concept of the beat the champ thing. You get a check. Then you're after you defend it, or if you successfully defend it 3 times, then you get like 10 grand or something like that, or 10 grand. You don't really didn't really. Oh, now that was on the Dirty White Boy video. That was Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers by ZZ Top on the one I'm using. But yep, that was Smoky Mountain Wrestling in January of 1994. Of course, we kind of mentioned the results of the last match already. Um, but yeah, that was Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers by ZZ Top. In case you just want to know what that song was. ZZ Top, the legendary band from Texas. What was it, a year or two ago? They had a documentary about them, and pretty good documentary. I think even though the bassist passed away, they still tour. Let's see. I really ain't got that much more to talk about. Sorry that this is probably not a great live stream here. I try to make it work. Just got totally thrown off by some other stuff. So, but anyway, next week I'll come back. Hopefully everything's working right and give y'all folks a better little show. But right now, I think I'm gonna call it a night, and because unfortunately I gotta work tomorrow. We'll be missing that uh, Georgia versus Texas game, but um, like I said, if things are not going well, I'm pretty sure I can hear her all the way up in Delanga cussing the Bulldogs out. Like I said, like I was talking about yesterday, can't sleep, can't sleep on Texas this time. They better bring their A game and uh, hunker down and take care of business. But anyway, uh, glad you folks did tune in. Who tuned in, and if you did like it, give me that thumbs up. Leave a comment. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, click on that subscribe button. Uh, Definitely be appreciated. Have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.